Warren Buffett is one of the greatest investors on earth, known for his value investing prowess. What about great basketballers like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant and Shaq O'Neal? Do they invest, do business, and make money the same way as Warren Buffett? What are the similarities and differences? Watch on.
I think somebody like LeBron, and we've talked about it, but I think...
You and LeBron have talked about it?
Occasionally. I think actually if through the rest of his career and beyond in terms of earning power then, just making monthly investments in a low-cost index fund makes a lot of sense.
Even if you save over a 15-year career, if your spending habits remain the same, eventually that well's going to run dry. Right. What comes next? What can I do? What is my passion?
Save 75, and there's 25, do whatever you want to do. Take care of your family, boom, bam, house, apartment, car, but don't ever do more than this.
Warren Buffett, Kobe Bryant, Shaq O'Neal and LeBron James are very successful and extremely wealthy professionals in their respective fields. They understand basketball and investment. Amongst Warren Buffett, Kobe Bryant, Shaq O'Neal and LeBron James, who should you listen to for investing? Or perhaps listen to all four? Please watch until the end to find out. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.
Kobe, one of the things that fascinated me, you have skin in the game. So you saved your money. You did well, and then you invested. Any advice for a lot of athletes now coming out who get paid, say, big endorsements, and they seem broke in a couple of years?
Yeah, well, because here's the problem. I mean, once you retire, you don't have that source of income that's coming in, right? So even if you save over a 15-year career, if your spending habits remain the same, eventually that well's going to run dry. Right, so unfortunately for us athletes, the retirement age is 32, 34 if you're lucky, 37 like myself. What comes next? Right, so the question needs to be, what comes next? What can I do? What is my passion? Not where I can create the most value or generate the most revenue, but what is my next passion? When you find that next passion, everything else will make sense. But that's the hardest part for us.
Now, I know that Scopely uses video games. I think video games are actually the hottest part of technology. And the chips that go into video games make it so it's lifelike. This will be what, like NBA 2K for some TV shows that have characters?
It could be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely could be.
Are you getting good at reading balance sheets and income statements?
No, I'm getting better at it, but it is not my strength. Right? So, for example, when Jeff and I sat around and said, okay, we should do this company, his mind automatically went to operations. Mine went to story, logo, and right. So we just went different ways.
We're a team,
right? Same at the core, which is two different sides of the brain.
I got to ask this: how? Just as a person, I mean, I've idolized you from the days you came out of Lower Merion, okay, from the Aces. How can you be so humble? Honest to God. I mean, listen to what he asked you a question, and you could have said, yeah, I'm getting good at it. But no, you just said, I'm a student.
Yeah.
That's just been your way.
But, I mean, but we have to constantly learn. I mean, that's why our mantra is value growth. Because to grow, you have to constantly learn. You have to constantly move, constantly improve. I mean, that's the key. That's what makes life fun, I think.
CEO you admire more than others?
CEO I admire more than others. Well, I work very, very closely with Mark Parker, and Mark has been a great mentor of mine for years. I mean, there's times where I can't sleep, and I'll shoot Mark a text message about, I'm having trouble building this company here. What do you think about this, that, and the other? How did you do it? Right. And he gives me very detailed responses. So, MP for me has been
Does he ever sleep? I've shot an email to try to get Buck because Shoe Dog's such a great book. He comes back immediately and says, more region. I mean, that guy's on his game. Yeah,
he's always thinking. He's a thinker. And, what I love doing is cold calling people, getting their book list. What did you read? What did you learn? How did you learn it? Those are the questions.
LeBron's got a new show on our network called Cleveland Hustles.
Yes.
Any advice for him getting into the world of media?
A guy saying, LeBron knows more about business than I did when I was his age, and that guy is Warren Buffett. So what is it that he has done in such a savvy way that will become a template here?
I think there were two things especially. One, realizing that he was going to have a long career, and he made decisions that were not based on the best deal he could make today, but would be the best long-term deal, which is unusual for a teenager. His shoe deal being the #1 example of that. He actually turned down about $30 million extra from Reebok because Nike, he felt, was the better company. And that's a decision as an 18-year-old you're not going to see a lot of people make. The other thing is he's learned how to capture value off the court. He learned that people just want to be in business with him. He learned that people will pay him or give him equity for having his name attached to projects. And he's been smart not giving those away. He's made a few bad choices here and there. But generally, his look to capture value.
Well, no advice, really. I mean, it sounds like this is something that he loves to do and he's passionate about doing. I mean, that's really the key. If you have the love to do it, you'll be able to handle whatever bumps come your way. So I'm sure it'll be just fine.
Is it possible? I mean, when you do bring one of these companies public, do it here, okay? You don't ring the bell. It's too exciting. We don't get a lot of big guys like this.
Last question. We're getting viewers asking, can I get in on a B round? At what point do outside investors have a chance? Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, look, right now, we're investing proudly our money. We want to learn, we want to grow, we want to do it on our dime. At some point, we might raise money. We're not prepared to do that now. For some of these great companies, Jim said it best. Let's get them public, let's get them out there, and then people can buy on the public markets.
When you look at your career, all right, there's a lot of times when you had to carry a team. This seems like the old days, though, when you had the full panoply of guys at the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's not like, because the last few years I thought you had to carry yourself.
But see, that's the beautiful part about business, right? You're not restricted by salary cap regulations, right? The roster's not
Careful,
restricted.
we might have to start giving people raises.
You get a chance to work with people that are that think the same way and have the same kind of passion. It makes for a beautiful environment.
Or simplify for them. I would do what one of my friends did to me. I would take a $100 bill and rip it in half, and I'd say, $50, don't even look at it. Don't look at it. Now, there's other 50 you can play with, do whatever you want, but if you're smart, you'll rip this 50 up, and you save that. And now there's $25, do whatever you want. You want a house for 10,000 square feet, do it. You want cars, do it, but keep it right here. If my son makes it to the NBA, that's exactly what I'm gonna tell him. The NBA does a great job of, preparing people and warning people, but, sometimes you just get so much money and you forget. Like if you got a 5-year deal worth $100 million, you're making 20, if you spend like 20 in the first year, you'd be like, you know what, I got another 20 coming. That's how guys are thinking. I always tell them, don't think about what's going on now. Think about what has to go on in the future. I never spent like an NBA check like my first 4 years. Then when I got married and have kids, all that changes. But that's to simplify for it, because a lot of people don't have the business mind or the business tact, so you have to break it down in their language. So I would say save 75, and this 25, do whatever you want to do. Take care of your family, boom, bam, house, apartment, car, but don't ever do more than this.
Well, actually, I have 2 questions that I would like to ask Warren Buffett. My first question would be, what should I invest in next? Can I have some tips? And my second question would be, I'm not doing too well with the profession I'm in right now. Can you teach me how to play a little basketball, please? Those would be my 2 questions to Warren Buffett.
Warren? First one was, what should you invest in now?
Right.
I think somebody like LeBron, and we've talked about it, but I think...
You and LeBron have talked about it?
Occasionally. I think actually if through the rest of his career, and beyond in terms of earning power then, just making monthly investments in a low-cost index fund makes a lot of sense. I think that somebody in his position ought to have a significant cash reserve, and whatever makes them comfortable. And then beyond that, owning a piece of America, a diversified piece, bought over time, held for 30 or 40 years, it's bound to do well. And the income will go up over the years, and there's really nothing to worry about.
You think he's listened to you on that?
Oh, you'll have to ask him.
His second question.
I would say this. Athletes generally tend to get promoted by people with restaurants or real estate. I mean, everybody's got an idea for them. And usually the simplest is the best.
What does that mean?
I mean something like just owning the United States, at a decent average price bought over time. You really can't go wrong with that. Now, somebody else will end up doing better with this or that, but somebody will end up doing a lot worse with this or that too. And their expertise is making a lot of money doing something they do extremely well, but they aren't going to generally be able to take the time to become a professional investor too. And so it's the same advice I give 99% of people.
Buy an index fund.
And doing it over time, and starting early, starting young in life. And nobody's ever followed that and gotten other than a decent result. Nobody.
Mm-hmm. All right. Warren, we'll continue this conversation. Joe, we'll send it back to you right now.
I missed the second question, though.
Oh, I'm sorry, the second question. Wait. Time out. Let me take it back. Second question. was what? If he's not doing so well in his current career, what would you tell him to do? Lacey, help me out here.
He's doing fine in his present career, and
he wants what?
Advice on how to play basketball.
Oh, he wants advice on how to play
yeah.
basketball.
Well, we went one-on-one for a considerable period, and his game picked up a lot after that. Actually, I'm kidding, kids. We went up for a jump ball one time, and he got it, went the length of the court, dunked it, and just then I was starting to jump. So he does not have much to learn from me.